Greetings everybody and welcome to our Satisfactory tutorial videos. This is In for the Win channel and I'm Sinister. Today we're going to be going over my top 10 unvideoed items from the patch notes. We'll take a look at some of the items that weren't mentioned but I think definitely deserve some attention. So hopefully the video won't be too long and hopefully there's something that you haven't seen before in this video. I also got you guys' message about filming in the night and I'll make sure not to do that. And this is the last video that'll be iffy audio quality as I have a new mic that I'll be trying out in the upcoming videos. So update 5 brought us a plethora of new items to build with and customize our factory in our own unique ways. All of them are available here for various selections and inside the customizer area. Now I've got 108 coupons. If I've done my math correctly, I can buy them all for 106 coupons. So I think it's another great thing that they've added. A way to burn some more coupons other than just on purely cosmetic items. So that's a great initial add-on. So let's get started here and we'll do our first item on the list. We'll go from highest to lowest and I'll name my favorite ones at the end. So we'll see what's up. Number 10 on the list is the change of green slugs to blue slugs and the retexturing. I've got a blue and a yellow here to look at and I had a heck of a time finding a purple as I've collected most of them. But here's an example of a change. Number 9 on our list would be the emotes. They lightly touched on it, but that was added. They added quite a few of them, so if we play around with that. Those are number 9 on my list. New music is one of the features that was kind of unmentioned in the videos, but included in the patch notes. In the background, I think you can hear a sample of it. Number 7 on our list, you'll find in the options menu under the audio, they've added custom controls for your factory and equipment. So you can now individually adjust each volume setting per item and per building, which is amazing quality of life improvement. Number 6 on my list is the UI overhaul. So along with the docking station that got the overhaul that gives you better information, they've modified quite a few aspects. They just cleaned up some of them, made them a little nicer on the eyes. And one of the favorite features that I couldn't really find on the list was they added these handy labels to a lot of the items. So stuff that looks similar, coal, components, iron, like all the ores, all the ingots, they've put nice little labels on them. So they're just a little easier to identify at a quick glance in my eyes. You know, I mean, I don't know if they really needed to do concrete. Concrete is very noticeable to me. But again, I think those are some great features that we didn't necessarily ask for or want, but I'm gonna be glad to have. Number 5 on my list was kind of snuck in there. It falls into the category of awesome in my books, are these skins for our boxes. So let's buy that. Now, can I change the skin or do I do it when building? Aha! So there we go. We can now have some organization to an extent by adding some new boxes to our arsenal. I think that's a wonderful feature. Now number 4 on my list might not be as important to some people, but it was the change to lights. Lights now no longer cost crystals to use. They used to cost silicone or whatever. No, is it silicone? No, what are these guys? Quartz. They used to cost quartz crystals. So now to build signs, that's where you're going to need quartz. That was where the change came in. So once we unlock signs here, let's take a look. Probably under organization. So now the signs cost quartz crystals, which is, to me, quartz is a pretty hard resource to get early game. You have to, go on a journey and be ready to set it all up. Whereas Caterium is a little bit of work, but you get it pretty early on. And I think lights add a lot to the game. So I think that's a great feature to allow us to get to lights a little earlier and a little more accessibly. So yeah, that's number 4. The top 3. So number 3 on my list is actually, again, might not be big for some people, but stuff they didn't talk about, I had no idea was coming. Under the walls, we actually have a basic wall now. So, now, I just think in terms of building, and I think that adds a lot to what you can do, especially now, because we can probably paint these. Oh, cool. I just noticed the little paint mode thing. So yeah, I think it's really cool that 1 meter walls are now a thing. I'm sure I'll be using them for tons of stuff, along with the other like the beams and stuff that they added. Just, I find those little pieces can add a lot of depth to a lot of your builds. So I'll be using these in various ways. Probably not necessarily in this one here, but I love that that became a thing. We're gonna run back to our awesome shop for number 2, which I think I had a hard time picking this for as not number 1, but oh my goodness, floor lift conveyor hole. Like, to me, making your factory look clean is a must. And pipeline, so let's buy these 2 bad boys. And let's go see what we can do with them real quick. So, it took me a couple minutes to figure out exactly how to use them, but basically, I think if you start it in reverse, I think you kind of want to work down and up. So this one is going in on the bottom. And so now if we, the snapping is kind of weird. See, that's the weird part. So see how it's now, it wants to go in reversed, even though it's inputting on the bottom. So if we change this to default, let's see if that works. No, see, it's weird. So I think the tip is, don't use reverse. Pick the side that you want it to, like, that's out and that's out. So it's like when you're working with the floor hole, you decide which is the out first. So if we want it to come out the bottom, I'm pretty sure now by using default mode, it's going to revert the top one. So yeah, I think they've got to work on that a little bit. But let's just test this one more time in default mode. Yeah, we have it pointing that way. And then we go to the top one. And so yeah, now it's in. So that is an amazing feature if you ask me. Like, just to be able to, oh man, look how clean that is. So fresh and so clean. Alright, now, this feature here is in my books like the #1 hidden feature that they added. So, I'm going to select all of this. I want to get rid of all this. And I'm like, wait a minute. I don't want to delete my train tracks. Oh my god, I can remove the items from the mass delete list. That is #1 on my list. So now, for all the screw ups that I make, I'm able to not delete or not have to spend more time fixing my screw ups. Because usually I'm like, I do this and I have 49 items selected and I realize there's one wire, or one rail, and then I have to reselect all 50 items. So I think that is like the best feature. Now there was also a mention, which I'll post here, is
that something to do with mouse button 4 will delete all of the most common items. And the problem is even though I have an extra 6 buttons on my mice, or my mouse, yeah, it's not my mice. I wish it was my mouse, but it's not. On my mouse, I have an extra 6 buttons, but none of them are configured to mouse button 4, so I couldn't actually test it out. I couldn't bind it to mouse button 4 either. Couldn't figure it out. So, anyways, I'm not too sure about that feature. Maybe some other people will get to test it out. But that'll be mainly it for my top 10 video. I have 3 more honorable mentions to talk about real quick, and we kind of seen them all already. It was that, actually no, I guess it's only 2. We talked about the labels, but it was this feature here. So sometimes I like to line up all of these first, you know, like with my building, right? So I might want to have them going up, right? But not all the time is it that way. Sometimes they're coming down. So to me, being able to press R and to be able to switch that is like such a handy feature. The other thing you guys may have noticed, especially when I was selecting, and now if I build and I try to encroach something, like that guy's got hard clearance, right? But this guy's got, I guess he's got nothing. So now, when it comes to like building rails, I can build, let's go like this. I put this guy here, and then I build a rail. See that nice pink color? Another option that they added under user interface was your diagram colors or whatever, you know? So, or your hologram. So basically, yeah, you're able to customize it a little more and just make it a little more noticeable to your eye. So that was another great feature that I just didn't know about. So I hope this list helped everybody out, and I hope you guys got something out of it and discovered something you didn't already know. I'll be doing my update 5 Let's Play and coming out with some more videos in the future here, so make sure you come back and check me out for some more hopefully helpful videos. I'm Sinister, and thanks for stopping by.